Now,
the question everyone answers to.
Yeah. The depressing news of the week, Harley Gilmore. So let's dive a little bit into the situation there. So give your breakdown of the entirety of the Harley Gilmore situation. You posted a video on it earlier this week. So
yeah. So I got word Monday night from someone I trust, and their words to me were they were 90% sure he was being kicked off the team. And I was basically like, okay, I'm not saying nothing until like you have more confidence in that.
Yeah.
And it was Wednesday night. I was like, yep, he's gone, 110% confident. And then I texted you like first thing Thursday morning. And I was like, this is what happened. He's gone. Pretty confident. And so then that's when I was like Thursday, I was like, I'm going to kind of just address the situation because it was getting to be pretty public at that point. Like the rumors were swirling. And I was like, I'm just going to go out and say what I know, but I was not going to confirm that he was kicked off the team because I didn't feel confident putting my name on that without being 1,000% sure from me. And then shortly after, of course, Saturday rolls around. Coach Rule, yep, he's dismissed from the team. Don't want to really get into too much about what happened, but there's only a few things you can do to get kicked off the team, and that was one of them.
Yep.
Leave it at that.
Hardly, I was going to say highly unfortunate. I said hardly unfortunate. I just wanted to point out Judy called pin sniper. So I don't know why that was so funny to me, but yes, Harley Gilmore. That is a big blow. Was going to be very good, but yes, no longer with the team. Did some things that were frowned upon, and with a player that talent, if he went wrong and did something and to get him kicked off the team, it was something they couldn't look past. So now Harley Gilmore's now gone, so we won't spend too terribly much time talking about him. Let's talk about the rest of the wide receiver core. Quinn Clark, big-bodied outside wide receiver. He was the guy that, when Holgerson came in and talked about guys needing to see more playing time, he was one of the ones that was on, traveled with the team out to, what was it, USC, I think it was?
Yep,
USC game. So, it would be really interesting to see what they're able to do with him now kind of in the offseason with Holgerson and just kind of, seeing the development there and seeing what he saw in him. And then we got Demetrius Bell. You want to talk a little about Demetrius Bell?
I think everyone knows how good he can be. We saw those flashes last year in the spring game. And then, of course, the turf monster just tore up his knee. He's still recovering from that surgery. But one thing we know with Coach Rule is he's like overly cautious with injuries, especially of the knee. Like if he doesn't feel like it's a need to get out there, he's not going to put you out there. He's going to make sure you're 120% cleared. So I'm not too worried that he's not practicing right now. But I look at him as more of a slot receiver to go along with Ja'Cory Barney. Yeah. And when we're talking about replacing what we think Hardley would be, he was a guy that was going to probably play outside and inside.
Yes.
And so now you kind of have to make up that spot with a handful of guys. And who are those guys going to be? I think Quinn, Demetrius is going to be one. Jiren Bonner's kind of got a unique skill set too. What do you think about Jiren?
Yeah, and I like what you put there with the H-back role. I was a big proponent of having a good solid H-back last year and using them in a lot more ways than we did. Illinois used their H-back very effectively against Nebraska. So I think that would be a great role for Jiren because he's got that ability. What the H-back is somebody who's a little bit more athletic than a fullback, but not quite the size of a tight end. So it's one of those guys who can go out there. You can run him out of routes. You can run him, a 45 for Northern Iowa. That guy, we shut him down, but he was one of their best offensive weapons out of that H-back role. So it's something if you disguise it very well and use it as a setup. It's one of those things. Illinois used their H-back. They used that entire drive to set up the H-back. They kept sneaking them out on little blocks. They actually ran the route that they scored a touchdown on us 3 plays prior. They ran it slightly different, but the same exact route concept. And so it's really kind of another method to get out there. You get that big, say Nebraska playing with lead, get out there, get big, and bring that H-back in, and you can use him to block. You can use him to do a bunch of different things. I think Jiren Bonner fits perfect for that, especially because he talked about it. He is athletic enough to be a high quality wide receiver, but we also know that he's been a really good fullback. So we know he has that ability to block and come in and fill the gap. So yeah, really excited to see what Jiren Bonner can do in this offense. If he ultimately is that H-back role for sure.
He's like a Swiss Army knife. You could run the ball, he can catch the ball, he'll block for you on the edge.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of what Jiren can be.
Absolutely. Cortez Mills. Let's dive into Cortez Mills a little bit.
Dude, everyone buy your stock on Cortez Mills. I'm telling you right now, this guy is probably going to have 40 plus catches. He's going to have 500 plus yards. He's going to have, I think I posted on X, I think he's going to have a bigger year than Ja'Cory did as a freshman. He is way more fine-tuned than Ja'Cory was as a freshman, and that's not a knock on Ja'Cory.
No.
I think just for Cortez Mills' sake, he's just more honed in on his craft.
Yep. He's
bigger.
Yeah. That's the big thing. He's bigger, so he's going to have more opportunity.
Yeah.
So
I think he'll still be behind Ja'Cory on like the depth chart, but Ja'Cory the true slot.
Yes.
Mills is not. Mills you can put outside, you can put inside, you can put him all over on that wide receiver front. Isaiah Mosey is a different story.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah. Cortez, really good route runner, really crafty in the way, even on his go routes. So I talked about that in my film review, where he went on a go route, just, changing up the tempo even of his pace and just kind of blowing by guys. And that sets up those inside breaking routes and the outside breaking routes. Really good route runner. That's one of the things I noticed. So we'll probably do another film review on him. If you want to go back and check out that Cortez Mills film review I did on him, pretty good stuff there on his film. So, and Isaiah Mosey, of course, son of Jamar Mosey, was committed to Oregon and then changed over to Nebraska. So kind of similar to Cortez, you can use him in a number of different ways, use him out of the backfield. So a lot of versatile guys on, especially some of these younger guys coming in, you get that versatility on offense. I think the Hardley Gilmore stuff, we may, he was going to be good this year, but I think the potential future outlook of him was what really, really excited us too. But we got a good stable of young guys with Cortez Mills, Isaiah Mosey, Ja'Cory Barney, Demetrius Bell, all these guys. And so I think Nebraska is going to be able to platoon something that'll replace that production.
Yeah. And one thing too, like Mosey's going to be used out of the backfield because he played running back in high school as well as wide receiver. You very well are going to see formations where you're in a shotgun formation and you're going to have Emma Johnson to the right or the left of Dylan, and you're going to have Mosey to the right or the left as well. And they're going to run pass plays out of it. They may even run it with him out of it. He's really, really good in space. He's good at a phone booth too. And he's got breakaway speed. That's why I think Mosey's going to make an impact. It's not going to be huge by any means. It's not going to be like what we think it's going to be, but it's going to be 2 years down the road. You're going to be looking at Mosey as like a complete bona fide stud NFL wide receiver.
Absolutely. Four-star recruit. So the potential's there and he looks good. So as an OC sad as a catastrophe of biblical proportions, that's putting it lightly too. He nailed it in his presser today. Calmer team player. I love it. I'll check that out then. Not everyone is suited for fame, might excel at his new position. Rule said something. I know it's hard to get past the play calling. Yeah. Looking at the windshield, not the rear view. It's a great way to look at it, Joseph. I once had to crank out a couple impressive tight ends. That's all, see no more. So I'm all good. Yeah. Just might be some sour grapes there. So hardly knew him. That's a good way to put it. Hardly knew Hardly. Walter, that was literally the exact headline, less Kentucky paper when he transferred here. That was old age, Justin. On the pen sniper. It's okay. I love it. Unintentional comedy is my favorite. I'll let it go, Justin, but I laughed too. Let's see. What's Quinn Clark's weight up to? That's a good question. Not 100% sure. Is he at 210 or is he gone up more?
Yeah, the official Huskers.com has him at 210, but we're going to get an update probably in a couple of weeks, and he's going to be probably closer to 220.
220, I would say. Yeah, 215 between 220. Yeah. Missed him most of the live show. Go Big Red. You can go back and watch it. William, appreciate you stopping in here, though. There it is, Joseph. He can't sue us. Hope he gets his poop in group and recovers. Weird side effect to NIL, but there's some real nice things in that locker room. Awfully tempting to a kid that comes from nothing. Not excusing him. Not sure what he's talking about. There are no secrets in Lincoln. Eventually, the truth gets out. They are good at keeping things close to the vest, though, since some people leak some stuff in some videos prior. So, just ask Colorado. Their whole team got jacked. One road game, not at Nebraska. Think maybe UCLA.
Well, they deserve it.
Yeah, they do. Let's just say
Colorado.
They always got it coming. But yeah, that is all we got on the show today. Had a lot to go over, and that just means football's in full swing now. That means we are going to have a lot of content coming out for y'all in the coming weeks, and planning a call-in show as well. So we're looking at potentially Thursdays for our call-in show. That way y'all be able to call and interact with us, and got some guests coming up as well, some pretty big ones. So y'all stay tuned. Pause on the pretty big ones, but pause. But yeah, so y'all stay tuned for that. If you haven't followed myself or Brian, you can follow me at _H-Town Husker, and you can follow Brian at KC Husker 24, right?
There it is on the bottom.
KC Husker 24. I got it right. Let's go.
Yep.
My memory's terrible, so it's fantastic. I remember it. Bleep CU. That's what I'm talking about, Walter. That's what I'm talking about. I like the no leaks approach from Rule. I do too. It just makes it harder for us to get information, but we got to be more creative. I appreciate you, Justin, and yeah, I'll get you your stuff over to you. We'll get you that gift card. So congratulations on winning that again. Good show. I beg and plead for y'all to go to One Wrestling Duel in Lincoln next year. I would love to. If I'm out there on a weekend that wrestling's, because I'm in Arizona right now, but go out there on family trips because my family's out there. So hopefully I'll be able to catch one. That's that for sure. Good show. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate you hopping in here. Appreciate everybody who hopped in here. If you don't mind dropping a like before we head out, or when it posts, drop a like there. It really helps us out. And you know what's funny? I kind of kept it up just for the humor of it, but I put up the Nebraska Huskers live instead of my Nebraska one. Look at the top.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that.
I noticed it about halfway through the show. I'm like, I know. Well, that's the thing. I had it up like that for a while, and I made a new one, but it was just when I went to click it on. See, there's the fixed one.
There we go.
But I was like, you know what? Let's just leave it up at this point. We'll see if somebody calls it out in the comments when these are posted to a video. So, but yeah, like I said, sorry, apologies for last week's show not happening. That is a rarity on this channel. I don't think we missed a week at all before that. So, but yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in. And Judy's rubbing off on me with the old age, with the spelling errors. So, thanks everybody again for tuning in. Brian, do you got anything for the people before we head out?
No, I think we're ready to roll. Just stay tuned. Right. We'll have videos dropping later this week.
Yep. And member benefits, we'll be discussing those coming soon. So thank you to all of our members. Thank you to everybody who supports the show, whether it be a like, a view, comment, whatever. It's all appreciated. So, but with that being said, we will see you on the next video. Peace.